The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
There is a principal, a menahel, in Lakewood. His name is Rabbi Avram Mandelbaum, and he told me this story. He is a principal, Kenai Nahara in Lakewood. Eventually it'll happen for your schools. He's a principal from grade 1 till grade 4. They probably have, 500 kids just in those 4 grades. And he told me that every time a child is sent to his office because the little boy misbehaved, he talks to the boy, he tells him what he did wrong, and he gives him musar. But before he sends him back to the class, let's say the little boy's name is Meir, he says, "Don't forget Meir, I love you." And then he sends him back to class. And he told me every child that comes in, if the boy is Yitzchak or Ilan, whatever, before he sends him back to class, he says, "Don't forget Ilan, I love you." So he told this story, that one day there was a little boy who came in, and this kid was there pretty often. And Rabbi Mandelbaum gave him the musar, he told him whatever he had to tell him, and he sent him to class. 10 minutes later, Rabbi Mandelbaum walked out of his office, and he sees the kid is sitting outside the office. He says to him, "Meir, I sent you back to your class 10 minutes ago. Why are you still here? Listen to what that kid said. You could cry." He said, "Rabbi, you forgot to tell me you love me." Could you imagine? That's how you build a child. Think about it. When was the last time that you told your child that you love them? Not when you go to sleep. I'm talking about during the day. That's when the child comes home, when the child is eating supper, when the child is playing. Do you ever go over to the child and say, "I love you"? I want to tell you a very personal story. Baruch Hashem, I have 5 children, and Baruch Hashem, today they are all married. But Be'ezrat Hashem, when you will be in the Parsha, when your children will be going out, you will see it as a very, very difficult situation. And one of my daughters, Fegi, for some reason, she had a hard time finding a shidduch. She went out with many, many boys. And you know what happens when your daughters go out and it's not working? So sometimes you blame them and sometimes they blame you. And it's not an easy situation. And one night, I must have said something to my daughter. I felt very bad that I said it. And then, before she went to sleep, I went up to her room and I said to her, "Fegi, you know that I love you, right?" She said, "Ta, of course I know you love me." I said, "How do you know that I love you?" She said, "Ta, you know how many times you told me that you're a millionaire because I'm your daughter?" And that's true. I told my children 100 times, "I'm a millionaire because you're my son, because you're my daughter." Tonight, when you go home and you think that your children should be sleeping, but if they're not sleeping, give them a hug. Give them a kiss and tell them, "You know something? I'm so happy to see you. I'm a millionaire because you're my child." That's how you build children. Not by yelling, not by breaking them, but by building them, telling them you love them.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org.